Tom Aspinall, along with his entire family, is absolutely furious with Dana White after what went down during the post-fight interview at UFC 321.
The way everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know? I think that after the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Ciryl Gane off. He looked damn good tonight.
Yeah, what did you think about the fight on its way to the eye poke? What did you take from those 4 minutes?
Good. Looked like we were in for a few rounds and it was going to be a good fight.
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah, total pain in the ass, but yes.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. I mean, could you imagine if you're Tom Aspinall listening to that? Could you imagine? I mean, we know that no one from the UFC was with him at the hospital. We saw that on his video blog. Could you imagine how this guy must be feeling on this Monday? Everyone calling him into question, his heart into question, because he got poked in the eye multiple times, one of them knuckle deep, and his promoter is saying Tom didn't want to continue. Not Tom was fouled with an illegal strike, multiple illegal strikes. Let me ask you a question. If that happened in some alternate universe to AJ, to Anthony Joshua, what do you think Eddie Hearn is saying? Eddie Hearn's probably still at the hospital with him. That's the difference. That's what I talk about. How do you think Tom feels on this Monday? Do you think he wanted it to end like that? Do you think that Tom was saying to himself, you know what? I got a bloody nose. The going got tough here. Peace out, guys. I'm out. Again, the fight wasn't as one-sided as people want you to believe. Yeah, I know it was weird that he was bloody. And yeah, I know it was weird that he was losing a round. We never see him lose rounds. We never see it go past the 2 minute and 2 second mark. That's his fight average going into this fight. But do you guys really think that he was looking for a way out?
What the fuck is he doing? The left one was really deep. The left one was really deep.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
got one twice before it.
Yeah,
twice before he got one for it.
Mike Bisping, he lost his eye. It's just a horrendous thing to think as a parent, really. And I know what it's like these days with people saying what they want, but if it's just your son and they could lose an eye and their health and they've got children to look after, you know, something needs doing about it. Yeah, it's horrendous for me to look.
After everything Tom Aspinall has done for the UFC, staying loyal, staying humble, and representing promotion as its clean-cut heavyweight star, Dana White's reaction shocked everyone. Instead of standing behind a fighter who just went through one of the worst accidental eye pokes in UFC history, Dana chose to go public, saying Tom decided not to continue. No mention of the fact that Ciryl Gane had already poked him twice, with the last one being a brutal, deep double gouge that left Tom temporarily blind in one eye and forced a doctor to wave it off. This wasn't a small cut. This wasn't a bruise. Tom literally couldn't see.
I just walked out of watching this fight. I'm out here on campus. ESPN is right out my window if you find that interesting. All right. I share that with you because I'm mad. I'm mad. But I don't know who I'm mad at. Tom did not do anything wrong. Tom was poked in the eye. As a matter of fact, he was poked in both eyes. Now, I don't believe Ciryl did that on purpose. So, I also can't, or am not mad at Ciryl. But I am mad. I'm looking for somebody to blame. But I don't quite know who to blame. Now, before we get to that, okay, there was a pretty interesting fight going on. The story going into this fight is Tom has the power to just go knock him out. We're not saying Tom's a better kickboxer. We get that Ciryl did that for many years of his life. We get that Ciryl had over 30 professional kickboxing bouts. But Tom, a little younger, a little bigger, shown to have a little bit better power if you just want to look at results, and has the ability to knock him out. However, If Tom tests that and doesn't knock him out, he'll just take him down and beat him up.
Yeah, I don't really like the notion of that either. It didn't look like he won, and then he's getting a title shot. I think people are a little bit sour about that. I just want to fight. I want to be as active as possible. I want to fight as much and as frequently as I possibly can. Yeah, I just want to get back to what I do and what.
But a lot of this could have been calmed down. A lot of this could have been quieted, could have been subdued if perhaps, I don't know, the face of the company would have gone to the press conference and said, look, that was a great fight. That was a great round. We're going to rebook it right away.
The referee had already warned Gane twice for fighting with open fingers. Yet, when Dana White addressed the incident afterward, he didn't mention Gane's name once. Instead, he praised his performance, talking about how sharp he looked, how he managed to cut up Tom Aspinall, and even suggesting the fight could have continued. Meanwhile, Tom was on his way to the hospital, sitting alone without a single UFC representative by his side. That's when he found out that the man who was supposed to have his back was out there on live TV, throwing him under the bus. According to sources close to Tom, he's absolutely furious.
Do you think that Tom was saying to himself, you know what? I got a bloody nose. The going got tough here. Peace out, guys. I'm out. Again, the fight wasn't as one-sided as people want you to believe. Yeah, I know it was weird that he was bloody. And yeah, I know it was weird that he was losing a round. We never see him lose rounds. We never see it go past the 2 minute and 2 second mark. That's his fight average going into this fight. But do you guys really think that he was looking for a way out? And again, I bring up the topic that I brought up last week, and I bring up the topic that I've been bringing up ever since I've been sitting in a chair like this, talking into a camera like that. This notion of intentional versus unintentional is the stupidest shit in sports. Period. Period. You don't hear it anywhere else. Let me ask you guys a question. Yesterday, I'm watching the New York Knicks against the Miami Heat. Crucial juncture of the game. Knicks are down like 8 or so. They have the ball. Josh Hart gets called for an offensive foul. Illegal screen. Do the referees converge and say, like, did he mean to do that or did he not mean to do that? No. A foul is a foul. Ball goes the other way.
Because it went a few minutes. It doesn't mean in any way, shape or form here that Tom Aspinall was struggling. He fucking wasn't. Ciryl Gane's a good technical fighter. He was making it more difficult to catch him. But it wasn't like he was dishing out loads of punishment just because Tom had a bloody nose from a punch. Fucking Floyd Mayweather had a black eye from fucking Deji. A little bit of damage when you're in there throwing big fucking fists at each other is going to happen sometime. It does not reflect the way the fight is actually going. A little bit of blood. As long as you can breathe out that nose, you are fine. And it's this context that in the MMA and fight world, people just fucking ignore for some reason.
I saw Tom Aspinall land some nasty stuff too. I saw Tom Aspinall throw a high kick. I've never seen him throw a high kick, and it's partly because he's never had to throw a high kick. There are layers to these guys' games that we have to find only when they're fighting someone that not only deserves to be in there with them, but can extend them to a point where they have to use all of their weapons.
I mean, look, DC knows MMA. I'm not going to say he's talking total shit there, but I think if Tom Aspinall is being experimental in there and showing us things that he's not showing us before, I don't think for 1 second it's because I'm going to struggle here. I need to throw a high kick. I've never done that before. I don't think that's in his mind at all. He's so comfortable in there. He is showing more of his skill set that he has said he's been working on in the last year.
He feels betrayed, humiliated, and stunned by how quickly Dana turned on him after one unfortunate accident. Backstage, Tom reportedly told people, "I gave everything to this company, and this is what I get. I didn't quit. I literally couldn't see. But when I'm back, they'll never question me again." And honestly, who can blame him? For more than a year, the UFC has put his career on pause, teasing the John Jones fight, making him wait, then throwing him into matchups that made no sense. And when he finally gets his moment, a freak eye poke ends it all, and somehow he becomes a villain. His father, Andy Aspinall, didn't stay silent either. In a fiery statement, he said he's disgusted with how the UFC has treated his son, and hinted that once Tom's contract ends, he'll walk away from MMA entirely, possibly moving to boxing, where he'll be shown more respect and paid what he deserves. It's a heartbreaking situation. The UFC has lost countless elite fighters over the same kind of treatment. Francis Ngannou, Nate Diaz, Tito Ortiz, And now, it looks like Tom Aspinall could be next. The MMA world is divided. Analysts like Ariel Helwani and Michael Bisping have publicly defended Tom, calling Dana's comments disrespectful and unfair. Fans are split too, many calling Dana heartless, while others, mostly Gane supporters, insist Tom should have continued. But the truth is simple. When your eye gets gouged, you can't just tough it out. You protect your vision, your career, your life. Tom Aspinall isn't just angry. He's done being disrespected. And if he walks away, it won't just be a loss. It'll be a message. Because when you push a real fighter too far, eventually, he fights back.